Welcome to Nate Flows, guys. This hair is not the only thing that's flowing today. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so this is SISSY squat and hip extension level 4. So we're going to do full poses today. So make sure you're fresh and ready, and we'll get started. So in today's class, for the heel extensions, you're going to need either gliders or a towel and a blanket on a smooth surface that will allow you to slide. So for a quick hip extension review, remember it's increasing the angle between the quads and the chest as you use your glutes to press through and come into a back bend shape. So splitting the SISSY squat into the bottom part and the top part, we're going to start with our heel raises. So in level 3, we did single leg. We're going to continue with that, but we're going to start with a 6-second static hold, a set of 8, and then another 6-second static hold. So let's start in our mountain, okay? Driving the heels down and then pulling them behind you to activate the hamstrings. Engage your quads to straighten the knees. Engage the glutes, a posterior pelvic tilt, right? So you're going to knit the lower rib cage with the hip bones, core compression, shoulder depression. Now lift the right leg, press through the ball of the foot, and we're going to go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now for our reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another 6-second hold. Here we go, guys. Take your breath and press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Saved myself. Okay, so once again, that's working our calf strength, guys, to practice the bottom portion of the SISSY squat. So go ahead, we're going to do the right side. Find your mountain pose. Heels, hammies, quads, posterior pelvic tilt, core compression, shoulder depression. Lift the left leg, and we're going to do our 6-second holds. And press through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock your mountain pose as you're pressing, guys, okay? Glutes are our friend here. Let's go for our 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your mountain pose again. Let's do our 6-second hold. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Beautiful job, guys. Awesome. So moving on, we're going to do full toe squats. So as I'm coming up and down in my toe squat, I'm going to stay on my tiptoes, the ball of the foot, as we come up and down. So we're going to find our foot placement as if we're coming into a ground squat, okay? And remember, as I come up and down, I'm locking my posterior pelvic tilt by glute engagement to stack the shoulders above the hips. So my spine stays stacked and straight as we come up and down, okay? So feet, ground squat position, okay? Press through the ball of the foot, lifting the heels. Engage the quads, posterior pelvic tilt, core compression, shoulder depression. Inhale, come down. Exhale, up. We're going to go for 6. So that was 5. Block out at the top. 4. Keep the shape throughout the movement. 3, 2. Hold at the bottom. Go through your chain. Exhale, press up. Beautiful job, guys. Let's go ahead and let's do a second set of those just to feel it out. That's a good movement as we start to progress. So we're going to take 2 Ujjayi breaths here. Relaxing the jaw, breathing into the nose, expanding the diaphragm. Let your exhale be long. Relax your muscles on the exhale, allowing the blood flow to go back into the body. One more, inhale. And exhale. Perfect, guys. Breath and movement. Let's go. Feet, ground squat position. And press through on the ball of the foot. Quads, glutes, core, shoulders. Inhale, come down. Exhale, press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, go through your chain. Exhale, press. Perfect, guys. So now we're going to come on our sit bones and we're going to come to knee extensions, okay? So through my knee extension, a little description here is we're going to come on our ground squat, and then I'm going to press through, up to my toe squat, and then I'm going to drive the knees towards my mat. I'm going to use my quads to externally rotate the legs, right? Activating my glutes. And this wide external rotation is going to allow a longer scale of balance for me to support my body in hip extension. Okay, so you can use your hands too on the ground to kind of feel your way into it. I'll show you what a pull looks like, and then we'll play with what we got. So let's do a set of 3, okay? So we're gonna find our ground squat, come up into the toe squat, okay? So drive the knees, okay? Engage in the quads, forward, 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 hip. So I had to use my hands right here, that's fine. I'm gonna find hip extension, and then toe squat, come down, okay? 2 more, toe squat, okay? External rotation, we're gonna press through, hip extension, and then come back. Almost saved myself. We got one last one, here we go. Through, toe squat, knee extension, and come back. Awesome, guys. So mastering those with lots of practice is going to really help build security in the bottom of your SISSY squat. So now we're going to practice the top, and then we're going to go for full. So we're going to go for our leg extensions, right? Practicing the arching through the hip extension coming back. So bring the big toes together. You're going to splay the knees out. And like we talked about, it's that knee mountain pose, right? So my knees are grounded. I'm engaging my glutes for that posterior pelvic tilt, core compression, shoulder depression. So now from here, I want to keep my hollow body just like number 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back. I want to hit my hip extension for the crown of my head to curl back. So you can even have the shoulders touch. We'll feel it out, but let's go. We'll go for 1 set of 5. So pressing the top of the feet away from the mat, engage the quads for external rotation, engage the glutes, posterior pelvic tilt, force, compress, shoulder depression, come back. Okay, hit your hip extension, driving the glutes towards the ceiling. We're gonna come back here. You can ground here and then come up. Okay, so that is a full leg extension. Let's go for 4. Inhale, come back. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lock through, come back. Exhale, press. Okay, so what's enabling me to come up, guys, is the external rotation through the quads and my glutes. Remember, the glutes is what's controlling the whole spine here. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale, come back. Exhale, press. Last one. I have to reset here a little bit. Inhale, top the feet pressing against the mat. External rotation to the quads, posterior pelvic tilt. Force tight, shoulder depression. Inhale, we're coming. Hip extension. Come here. Exhale, press through. And bam. All right, so let's come to our feet. And we're going to find full SISSY squats here. We'll just do a few so you can get used to the motion technique. So for an ideal SISSY squat, you want to use the strength of your hip extension to align your hips and shoulders. So that way you have a lever in the squat. So we've done partials, we've done negatives. So now all the work we've done, we're going to link it all together here. The leg formation is the same as the ground squat and the toe squat, what we've been doing. So Let's bring our feet in ground squat. Okay. Just like the leg extensions, engage in the quads to actually rotate the legs, posterior pelvic tilt, lock your core, and depress the shoulders. That's going to help you find your lever. So, inhale, come up on the toes. I gotta fix my pants here, sorry guys. Inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale. Okay, we're coming to that hollow body first. Then we're gonna hit hip extension as we get to that depth. Okay, we're gonna hold and then come back up. Okay, so you can play with the depth here. Let's see how deep we can get today. Let's go for 2 more. Ground squat position. Remember, quads, glutes, core, shoulders are going to play a huge part here. Inhale, come up on the toes. Woo, sorry. Inhale, come up on the toes. Exhale, hollow body come down. Hit the hip extension. Find the locking with your gaze. We're going to come and press up. Find your breath here, guys. Let's do 1 more. Ground squat. Inhale. Up on the ball of the feet. Come down to the hollow body. Use the quads and glutes to actually rotate. Hip extension here. Whew. And we're going to come back up. All right, good job, guys. That's enough. So now you know the technique. You can play with it there. So now from here, let's go ahead and you're going to grab your gliders or your towel. And we're going to work on locking the hip extension. But now I'm going to elevate my shoulders up towards my ears. So when I'm in my bridge and I elevate my shoulders, you disengage the lats, right? So that requires more core compression to stabilize your hip extension. Okay, so the core supports the glutes, the bracing motion, to keep my hip extension locked. So with arms in elevation, I don't have that lat support as much, so that's where that core compression plays in. Gliders, coming on the heels. Remember, you want the gliders on the heels because that's where your force is coming from through the legs. Go ahead and bring the heels towards the glutes. So driving my heels. I'm going to scoot down a little bit. Driving my heels down and back, right? So that's going to support the hammies. Glutes are active, pressing my hips up towards the ceiling. Core compression. Go ahead and roll your shoulder blades into retraction. Okay? So now we're going to bring the shoulders up into elevation. So keeping that retraction and elevation, you're squeezing your shoulders up towards your ears. Okay, inhale, lock your whole chain, starting from the heels, knees, hips, core and shoulders. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze back. Let's go for 5. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Last one, guys. Strong glutes to keep that extension. Elevate the shoulders. Core is tight. Exhale, squeeze back for 5. Go ahead, tuck the chin. Slowly roll each vertebrae down. We're going to go for a second set here. Let's take 2 Ujjayi breaths. Good. Feel your muscles relax. Feel the blood and oxygen flow with each breath. Connecting to your heart space. With body sensations. Beautiful job, guys. Okay, let's have some more fun. So, pressing through the heels, driving them against the floor, and then up towards my crown. Okay, activating the hamstrings, quads engaged to externally rotate the legs, glutes, hips, extension, core, shoulder elevation, retraction. Here we go. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull. For 4, 3, 2. Last one. Hold and pull. Tuck the chin. Roll down. Beautiful job, guys. You can go ahead and set your gliders or towel to the side. And now we're going to start with our active static stretching and our hip extensions. All right, guys, great job on the strength portion. You know, that strength in the hip extension through sissy squats will really build stability in your quads and glutes. So as you build up, you know, just really enjoy the process. So now we're going to come into the full bow pose where we're going to press through the quads to bring the soles of the feet towards the shoulders. So in level 3, we did single leg. So now I'm going to show you how to grab both. So same thing. We're going to start with the right side this time so I can show you guys how to grab the second foot while you're already grabbing the first foot. So you're going to ground the left elbow into the mat underneath the left shoulder. You're going to spin it across. Okay. Now from here, same thing. Bring the right heel towards the right glute. You're going to turn. You're going to grab, use that grab to grab the inside of the right foot. Okay. So now you press through the top of the right foot and the quad. Shoulder comes into elevation. Okay, so now from here, I engage my left heel towards my left glute. I'm going to go around for the grab. So, and now I do that twist, elevate the shoulder, come up, and I'm here. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to engage through the glutes and the quad as I depress the shoulders, bringing the soles of the foot towards the shoulder. And we're going to go for 8. Inhale, lock in. Exhale, squeeze. 7, 6, 5. Press the foot towards the ceiling. Resist with the hands. Glutes and quads are pressing through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now you come out the same way. Right arm's locked. I'm going to keep this here. Round the knee. Slowly come out. Press the left elbow underneath the shoulder. Turn the gaze. Rotate that right shoulder. Ground the knee. Slowly come out. Alright, guys. So let's come up on our knees. And we're going to find a full sleeping camel. So for the sleeping camel, big toes are together, and we're in that leg extension position, okay? So I'm going to splay my knees out, like so. Quads are active, glutes active, core compression, shoulder depression. So we're going to come into our prayer camel, but we're going to go all the way back, okay? And so once I go all the way back, you're ready for a full sleeping camel, and I'll cue you as we go down. So go through your chain, inhale, lift the chin, come to prayer, lock the glutes and quads, guys. That's going to be your strength in the hip extension coming back. Okay, so inhale, lift. We're going to come all the way down. Okay. So once my head touches, I'm going to plant my hands and I'm going to walk my fingertips towards my feet, okay? And then from here, hip extension, right? The top of my feet are pressing away from the mat. Quads are active. Hips, glutes are hitting hip extension. Press on the top of the forehead. Walk through. Press. Walk. Until talking, this is kind of funny, but anyway, until you can ground the elbows and you're locked in that hip extension position. We're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Slowly keep the quads engaged, glutes engaged, press up, tuck the chin, slowly roll the spine. Okay, so the top of the head will come on the soles of the feet, elbows are grounded. You can engage the glutes to deepen that hip extension. That hip extension is going to allow you to curl as you use the quads to externally rotate the legs. Okay, you can grab underneath on the elbows, core's tight here. We're going to walk, press up. And now And I've said this before, guys, do a hip flexion flow after this to balance out your pelvic girdle. We're going to come into a walking wheel, which is using flexibility in the thoracic and lumbar spine to deepen your wheel. So let's get to it. Heels are going to be as close to the glutes as possible. Okay? Drive the heels down, back. Activate the quads. Press through the glutes, hip extension, coming towards the ceiling. Core is tight. Plant the hands, roll the shoulder blades into retraction. Okay, locking my bridge position. Bring the hands where the fingertips are pointing towards the shoulders, and then my elbows are pointing towards the ceiling stacked above my wrist. Bridge position locked from the core, glutes, and legs. Press through the palms, come on top of the head here, okay? So I press away from the mat to lessen the pressure on my head. Bridge position is still locked in the core, pelvis, and legs. Press through the palms to straighten the arms, okay? So as I press through my arms, I press through my heels to bring my chest this way, right? So this is normal, bringing the shoulders above the wrists to press through. And then as I press through, I come into elevation and retraction of my shoulders. That's when I open up my thoracic spine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck my chin, come on my tiptoes, walk my hands to make space. Okay? So now I'm going to bring my gaze in between my hands, elevation, retraction shoulders, press through, ground the heels. Okay? Find depth. Now do it again. Come on to the tiptoes, walk the hands, press through. Okay, bring the gaze in between the thumbs, ground the heels, elevation, retraction, core is tight, hip extension, come through. Tiptoes. And now you just play with it and find your depth. Maybe one more. Okay, elevation, retraction, core is tight around the heels, hip extension, quads. Okay, for now, you walk out, tuck the chin, slowly come down, roll the top of the spine, all the way down, nice and slow. Okay, let's come out. Oof. I'm definitely gonna do a hip flexion after this. Bounce off the spine. But yeah, guys, so each flow has two components of opposite hip motion to it. So when you do one hip motion, I'm going to link it so you can do the opposite hip motion. But guys, thank you so much for doing level 4 of SISSY squats and hip extension. You guys are amazing. Namaste.